So I'm going to add G times B. So now I can't add to J anymore. I have to subtract from J because I already added to J twice. Now I can only subtract from J. Oh, wait. Hold on. If I'm adding to J here, okay, I'll let myself add to J here, but that means I have to subtract from J up here. Right? Because now, okay, so I'm subtracting from both. I'm adding to both. Adding to both, subtracting from both. Now I'm adding to J and subtracting from I. Subtracting from J, and I need to be adding to I. Okay, so G. Oh, man. I was about to rewrite all that code. And yet, look, I don't even have to write the diagonal part. So just by adding those like three, like, how many total characters was it? Like 8 characters? I programmed the queen and the bishop pretty much by adding like 8 characters. But I have to hold on. I have to set G when I call that subroutine though. Otherwise, it won't work. So let's see. Where do we call the subroutine? Where do we call to? Where do we call to? Okay, so instead of going to 3, we're going to go to 2. And let's go ahead, let's just do G. Goes from 0 to 1. Hold on, I'm thinking. I could do a G is 0 to 2. But I have to say if G is less than 2, then we go to 2. Okay? And then here we're going to go to 2, but G is going to be set to 1. And then here we're going to go to 2, but G is going to be set as 0. Okay. And let's add our bishop in there just to make sure he works. So what's the bishop's number? It's 0.4, right? I believe. And we can set him as 4, 5. right? Would that work? Okay, let's test our queen. Oh man, you playing! It looks like our queen works. Oh man, that got me excited. Oh man. See, this is the thing you have to learn about chess, is when you finish it, you'd be surprised how much time you can save if you programmed it right from the beginning. Okay, I'm gonna try the bishop. Make sure he works. Oh no. No, 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 no. Oh, okay. There's yeah, I know exactly how to fix this. I'm gonna fix this in like 10 seconds. Watch. I know exactly how to fix this. Okay, this is exactly, I know exactly what I didn't do. And this is, watch how easy it is to fix this. Let's go to the end. Do 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 do. Let's go to the end. Okay. So you know how I have the test here? If f part of a, j minus b, I, right? But I'm setting o and n here. Well, screw that. Let's just do a of o n. We don't even need to multiply it by g or anything. Just these should be f part of o n anyway. So this should be f part of o n. See, because what was happening was the part that detects when to stop going was only working for the rook type movement, but now it'll work for both. Ready? Let's see if this works. Why am I testing the queen? Oh no! No! I thought I was gonna be fine. Wow, that's a lot of code. Okay. Hold on. I think I know what might be the problem. Okay. So, yes, my mistake. There's another thing I need to convert the O and N's first before I do that. And that is up here. Because remember I have to check the bounds. So I might as well move the J. I might as well, okay, so if J minus B is greater than 1. No, I need to check if then, right? So I need to check if O is greater than or equal to 1 and N is less than or equal to 8. Right? Then do that. So I'm going to set these variables first. And I'm going to do the same thing up here. So I'm going to erase this. If then. So it's if O is less than or equal to 8 and N is greater than or equal to 1. Okay. That's 2. Here we go, 2 more. If then, if they're both greater than or equal to 1. So if n is greater than or equal to 1, and O is greater than or equal to 1. Okay? And then this is our last one. If then, so if O is less than or equal to 8, and n is less than or equal to 8. Okay, this should work. Now I should be able to touch the queen, and she won't crash it. Ready? Touch the queen. There we go. Now I should be able to touch, I should be able to cancel the queen. Uh-oh. Something, hold on a second. Let's look at matrix A really quick. Whoa. Something is, something is not right. Something is not right. Something is not right. And I don't know why that's a negative 20. That's weird. That's a big number. Where did that come from? Yeah, I don't know why there's a negative 20. I thought I was so close. Apparently I can't cancel values. Can I do that with the knights? I don't know if I tested that. Let me test that. So if I press green... Huh. Interesting. Alright, I've got to go. I have a phone call. Okay, well, we're back here again. To be honest, I don't know why I can't erase. So if I have 8 here, if I press alpha, you know, apparently I can move the piece up there, but for example, when I hit this one, right, if I press alpha, it cancels the order, right? So something, and there's no reason that I can understand why this works for one type of piece and not another, because it has nothing to do with the piece. The code that does this, it doesn't have anything to do with the piece. It literally, see how it says 3? That means there's 3 moves in the system. There's 3 moves in the lists, in the list 1, list 2. So if I cancel it, you see that? It drew them, but it didn't erase them, did it? They stayed. And that's an issue. That is a strange... That is a strange issue. I don't know why it does that. Something goofy is going on though. Something wrong is happening. And it should not be happening. So I don't know what the problem is. I don't know why it's not working. Yeah, I don't understand. See, because I set 0 as C. When you press the number, that's going to be 31 here. If A equals 31 and F part of Q. Okay, that's the state we're in. And it does enter the loop. I can tell because something happens and things are drawn to the screen, like redrawn. So B should go from 1 to C. Oh, I know why. These should be B. Okay, that's one reason. Well, that's a very helpful thing to know. That is helpful, isn't it? But does it work? Will it work? Okay, so that should correctly remove all the places that we try to move to. Yeah, let's see if that works. Let's see if that works. Okay, so we got the queen. I'm going to activate the queen. Okay. There's all the moves. We got 11 moves. Okay, so I'm going to press alpha. Okay. Okay. So let me look at the matrix here really quick. Let's look at matrix A. And sure enough, we're looking good. We're looking good. Awesome. So we're almost done. So all I have to do now is fix the pawn. That's all I gotta fix is the pawn. And then we're done. I mean, it does everything but check for you putting your own king in check. That's the only missing part. You also can't do the special moves, but that's okay. The moves like hiding your king behind the... We can implement those, I mean, by adding more code and stuff, but I say it's not optimum to make chess in TI Calculator, in TI Basic anyway, so it's kind of, if it's a heavily requested thing, maybe I would work on it then, but other than that, I don't really want to have to deal with it. So here we have 0.1 or 0.7. Okay. So this is where we program our pawn. We want it to be 0.7 if we move it. Right? So we might have to alter the code. When we move, hold on, let's go down to the code where we move things. So we want the pawns to be 0.3 once we move them. That's the first thing we have to change. Let's go down to the code where we move things. Let's see here, where do we move things? Here we go. And D seems to be a variable that we use in this code to move things. So we can go ahead and use D again here, I believe, and it should be okay. So we can store this into D. And then we can say negative D, store is that, and that should still work. But we wanna mess with D a little bit. So if the fractional part of d equals 0.1, then we're simply going to add 0.6 to it. And the reason why we're doing that is we're converting our pawns. So let's go ahead and run it. So we should be able to, so if I grab this pawn down here and I move the pawn here, okay, it still is a pawn, which is good. It's a good sign. And I should be able to move this pawn down here. And then if I try to select this pawn again, 0 moves, okay. So I can try to take, or I should cancel it. I can try to take this guy and move him up here. So I move the rook up there, and then the pawn, if I move him here. So okay, now let's look into matrix A, and we should have 0.7s. And we don't. Why don't we have 0.7s in there? I said if the fractional part was 0.1, then to add 0.6 to it. Why? Why? Oh, I think I know why. What's the fractional part? I think I know why. What's the fractional part of negative 0.1? That's a question that I have right there. What's the fractional part of that? It's probably 0.9. Because you round down, right? No matter what. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see if this fixes, if I can fix it. Let's see here. Where are we? Here we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to negate this here. And I'm not going to negate it there. Because if we're moving it, it's already negative. It's not we're changing it to negative. It's already negative. We're changing it to positive. Okay, so these should be 0.7s. If they're not, yeah, okay. So let's look at matrix A. Yep, they're 0.7s. Okay, there we go. So now we correctly convert all the moved pawns to 0.7, so now we can identify whether a pawn's been moved. And now for all 0.1s, all we have to do is check to see if there's 2 spaces in front of us. Or I mean, if the space in front of us, if that is empty, if that's 0, then we can attack 2 spaces in front. Which all we have to do for the attack is, remember, call the attack subroutine. That's all we have to do. So here we go. I'm going to, let's see here. We need the code for the pawn. Where's the pawn? Here we go. Here's the pawn code. Okay. Okay. Okay, so here we go. C plus 1 stores C. So if there's nothing in front of us, then we can do this. Okay. And we can also call the subroutine after we set N and O. So I stores N and J plus 2 stores O. Oh, and we also need to check in here if wait, did I shoot? Did I add an end? Did I add this end here? Did I add this end here? I don't think I did. I think that end was already there. I think that end was already there. Okay. So I need to check if the fractional part of P is 1. Is 0.1, sorry. Okay, if D go to 1. Okay. So only if the fractional part of P is 0.1, then we do this subroutine, and we see if we can move 2 spaces. So this ends the subroutine. This ends the checking if it is, and what does this end? Oh, that's no one's in front of us. So that's this one. Yeah, okay. That although there's a problem, you can't attack 2 spaces out just because someone's not in front of you. So actually I have to put more of a check. So I have to see, oops. I have to actually check if 2 spaces in front of us, if J plus 2 is less than or equal to 8, And then I have to check if it's empty as well, because we don't want to attack. So we also have to put an if then end for that. So if j plus 2 is less than or equal to 8, then if and we might as well store them here. So I stores n, j plus 2 stores o. Okay, so if o is less than or equal to 8, then if matrix A, if fractional part, if there's no fractional part of matrix A, O, n, then that means there's no piece there, so we can move there. Yep. So that should work for, I think that was the white plus. No, that's black. So now the black player should be able to move down 2 pieces at the start. And I think this is still the black piece attacking. Oh, here we go. We have an else. Okay, so if not fractional part of A, okay, so then we're going to put it in this thing right here. So it's here. This is the space we have to work with. Okay, so we have an if, then end, and this is the first if is going to be if P oh, you know what? No, because we have an else. So yeah, this will work. If P is not greater than or equal to 1, none of this will run. Yeah, okay, so we have if the fractional part of P, I'll be right back. If the fractional part of P equals 0.1, then we should be able to enter this. Yep. And then we put another if, then else, end. And we want to make sure that j minus 2 exists. If j minus 2 is greater than or equal to 1, then we're good. Okay? So if j minus 2 is greater than or equal to 1, then we know that we can test whether, so if, then end. So if j minus 2 is greater than or equal to 1, we can test whether matrix A, let's see here, j minus 2 Oh, then we can store, you know what, why don't I do it here again, just like I did last time. I, j minus 2, stores n and o, so this would just be o. Okay, if o is greater than or equal to 1, if matrix A of ON if not the fractional part of it, okay, so if not the fractional part of AON, that means there is no piece there. Okay, then we have 4 lines of code, and I'm hoping these are the last 4 lines of code. I'm hoping that this absolutely actually is the last 4 lines of code here. Okay, so for d is -1 to 0, if d go to 1, end. Okay. Oops. Okay, so let's try this. Let's test this. So if I press this guy, good. I shouldn't be able to press that guy. If I press this guy, yes, I can move up 2 or 1 places. So if I move up 2 places, then, oh, okay. I just got scared for a second there. I was like, why is there a piece appearing out of nowhere? Okay, if I select this, I should be able to go down 2. Okay, I'll just go down 1. Now if I select this guy again, I should only be able to go up 1. Yep. Yep, and this guy should only be able to go here. For example, this guy should not be able to attack down, which he can't, which is good. And this guy should not be able to go up. And we did it. We did it. We made chess. We made chess. I highly doubt that anyone actually copied the code all the way through, but just pretending, let's just pretend, let's say someone did do that. We have to simply delete these 3 lines right here. And now our code is actually just a regular chess game, and it works with pawns being able to move forward 2 spaces at the start, and that's it. I get to go visit my family for spring break. I hope you guys had an awesome, week, month, a year, everything. I'm just glad I'm finally done with this. I didn't get it to check whether you're putting your own king in check, but I think that's still acceptable. I think that's okay. I expect this to either be a super, super long video or to make like lots of episodes of it or something. But at least I recorded like the entire thing. I recorded myself looking through. There's like one little like couple seconds that I didn't record where I was looking through code, and that was like within like 10 minutes ago or something. But I seriously recorded like pretty much, I mean, anything that had to do with me messing around with chess on this calculator, I recorded like almost all of it. So it's going to be long, obnoxious, but if you watched it, well, congratulations, you just bore through something. I don't know if it was really worth your time, but if you were bored enough and you wanted to watch it, then there you go. If somebody wants the code, I guess I can spend the time to copy it. It won't take that long just to copy, code word for word. That doesn't take too long. It just takes like maybe 10 minutes or something. Even if it's really long, like all I have to do is, I'm just copying, so it's a constant amount of time to figure out how to figure out how long that is actually going to take. So I probably won't care about doing that. I'll probably be watching some TV or something while I'm doing that. So it won't be that big of a deal. If someone really wants the code, I'll go ahead and I'll post the code, but there you go. Congratulations to I guess me or whoever. I am thinking about I've been working on an iPhone app. I haven't worked on it for about a year, but I've kind of changed my ideas based off some theory that I've learned and some compiler stuff that I've learned about functional languages. I really want to make it more functional. I know it's not like a common thing, but if you actually understand CS theory, you'd understand why functional is actually good. It's a good thing. It's an important thing, and it's very helpful with algorithms, and it's becoming my favorite idea in computer science. Is becoming one of my favorite ideas. So, yeah, I want to be able to make, if you can program on your iPhone and you want to learn how to program, I want to make it so that you can take advantage of it. You can make, algorithms and stuff in that language, not just like a simple like sorting thing where you're going to have to figure out all these like indices, because it's not about that. Programming is not just about memory management and stuff like that. Yes, it could be, but it's also about the theory. It's also about the higher level stuff, the algorithms and things like that. So if I can make it so that you can program without having to worry about managing all the memory as though it's just, little arrays and stuff like that, as if you're just programming in C, I want you to have a little higher level than that. Not just C, but like something like Haskell or OCaml or something. Not necessarily just like object-oriented like Java or C++, but I'm talking something that really is very simple syntactically, and at first functional doesn't seem like it's simple syntactically, but it's actually simple. It actually is. To do complicated things, it's more simple. And programming on a calculator, it's fun, but my time is pretty much up when it comes to this. I will be programming. So if you endured watching this as a whole thing, I'm going to say this. I'm going to compete with the game Minecraft. I'm going to try to make a better game. That's just one of my ideas. It's a more recent idea. I have bigger ideas. I have smaller ideas. But that is a really exciting idea that I got not too long ago. And it actually can relate to my other ideas. It can relate to some of my bigger ideas, and it can relate to some of my older ideas, like my iPhone idea, because it will include some programming. I don't have to go in depth why, but there's a very good reason, and it's not like programming in the game, but it actually has to do with things that already exist in Minecraft, like world edit and things like that, and world generation and things like that. And yeah, these are just ideas. I don't have anything really solid yet. But I am still in school, so I'm still learning. And I'm glad that I finished chess here, because now I'm going to go, check the oil and liquids in my car and then drive all the way home and visit my family, because I haven't been able to see them for a long time. So thank you for watching. And I hope there's no bugs here. I hope this works. But if there are bugs, which I don't think there are, because I think I designed it pretty, like it works pretty well for the most part. It works pretty, I try to make sure everything was bounded right. But I'll try to copy the code. And I'll probably play a couple games like with my sister or something like that, and we'll just have some fun, I guess, if we feel like playing. But I will see you guys next time there's an episode. If I make another calculator episode, not sure if I will. Bye. Okay, I gotta tell you guys about one bug, just one bug. It'll crash. You'll notice if you run the code that I just showed, it'll crash if you run if you like grab the black player's knight or something like that, because it'll have a divide by 0, because I purposely put that divide by 0 in there to crash if I had the wrong cases, and I did. So notice how this has f part of p equals 0.1, f part is 0.7. Come down here to where we do the f part of p. I already fixed it, so you'll see. I'll show you what I fixed. So I fixed this off camera. Okay, so right here. So this was just if 3 equals 0.3. I mean, if p equals 0.3, change it to f part of p equals 0.3. And down here, instead of p equals 0.6, change it to f part of p equals 0.6, like I have shown. And down here, it was p equals 0.2, change it to f part of p equals 0.2. And then instead of p equals 0.4, f part of p equals 0.4. Instead of p equals 0.5, change it to f part of p equals 0.5. So those worked. The reason why I didn't have any bugs is because I was testing the white pieces, but you have to do f part to make sure it works with the black piece as well, because remember, we add 1 to everything, so we just want the fractional part to know what type of piece it is. We don't care if it's black or white at that point. So, and that should work just fine then. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you.